Hello and welcome to UC today. We are delighted to be here live at ISE Barcelona, and I'm equally delighted to be joined by Prakash Arunkundrum, COO of Logitech. Prakash, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. This is the first kickoff to the morning, so really nice to see you around.
Perfect, and I guess the big news that Logitech have had this week is this really exciting sustainability initiative where their video collaboration devices on the Collab OS, they're going to be made going forward of next life plastics. Can you please discuss in a bit more detail what exactly that entails?
Yeah, so there is a vast category of electronics waste, and that is the fastest growing waste category in the world, growing almost 15%. So we set to work about 6 years ago to try and get back some of that waste and put it back into our products. We call that Next Life Plastics. So what you see here are some examples. We're taking back that waste. We created a special formulation to put that back into our products. So what we have announced today is that all our collaboration devices essentially use recycled plastics. And the way to think about it is when you use something that was already made and you give it another life, you're extending the carbon emissions and reducing the impact on the environment, which is really what we are excited about. It's super exciting to see this happen, and we are doing this across our portfolio, so 2/3 of our product lines have what we call Next Life Plastics, because we want to give it another life, and that's why it's called Next Life Plastics.
Perfect, and reading in the materials about this exciting initiative, one phrase caught my eye, DFS, Design for Sustainability. I wonder if you could please explore what that means specifically for Logitech, DFS.
Yeah, I think the core principle of any new product development is making an amazing experience. We are a design company at heart, and it's about making an amazing experience. And when you think about designing, you design the experience, but we then also went to work on designing for sustainability, which means making very choiceful trade-offs on carbon emissions, making sure that we are reducing the amount of carbon in everything that we do, just like we talked about with plastics, but also with power use. We're really looking at how do you reduce the power use of our devices for collaboration? How do you make sure that even small things like packaging is not using plastics but using paper? And how do you make sure that that paper is actually coming from a forest certified location so that you can actually reuse it? So that's the core principle of DFS. And we look at it for both the sourcing, manufacturing, how we ship it, consumer use phase when you're plugged in and drawing power from the grid, all the way to end of life, really thinking about that whole life cycle and making decisions along the way. So yeah, we've built this capability, and the key principle here is to understand the analytics behind this, make sure the numbers are clear on what trade-offs we are making.
Perfect, and there was a really interesting word you guys used in the documentation for it, which was accessibility, opening up DFS for other users. Can you please dive in a bit more detail what you mean there?
Yeah, so as I said, the Next Life Plastics is one of the goals when we started this was to make sure that when we make something like this, it's actually provides the same experience, no higher cost, but it's less carbon. So in other words, same performance, less carbon, right? And when we did that, we went to work, made these resin formulations for our products, and we want to make sure that others use it because it is available. We want to make sure that we can help others go through the same journey. So I invite my peers and competitors to learn from us. We're happy to share our learnings and best practices and really help them in their design for sustainability journey. And the reason is quite simple. We have only one planet, and it's our planet. It's our home planet, and we need to help each other out. So that's what we're trying to do.
Perfect, and I think that ties into my second last question, which was about the emphasis on transparency and accountability that Logitech are really honing in here. Can you please explore a bit of that side of things as well?
Yeah, we have, as a company, we've always been transparent about, we've published our 15th annual report. We actually explain our labor standards, all the things that you'd expect a large company like us to do. But the really key thing that we did a few years ago was actually put carbon impact labels on many of our products. So what that is carbon labels, is think of carbon as a new calorie. So when you go out and actually have your favorite drink or whatever, you turn to the back, you look at the nutrition label, tells you right there how many calories you're consuming. We're attempting to do the same thing with carbon. So we're actually disclosing how much footprint we generate in sourcing, making, distribution, all the way to end of life. And almost 45% of the unit volume we ship today already has a carbon impact label right there on the packaging, so you don't have to go somewhere and find it. And the key goal is like for us to actually be able to inform consumers and then hold ourselves accountable for reducing the carbon emissions over every generation of product. So that's a key initiative. I'm super proud of how far we have come as a team. And same thing there, we're trying to share our best practices with as many people who want to know about it and really learn from it, yeah.
Perfect. And one final question, which is, what does Logitech have in store in 2024 that you're particularly excited about, beyond the sustainability initiative?
Yeah, so we are here at ISE today, and we are unveiling many different things. So we have AI-driven features that we have in our cameras. We're taking the next leap on what we call how you interact on an eye-to-eye contact. So we are unveiling that in our innovation lab. But really at the core of all of this is the key question that many of us are thinking about, which is, what is work becoming? You know, we went through the COVID pandemic, everybody was in a small tile, and now we've kind of come out of it, and we're adjusting to this new normal. And as you adjust to this new normal, how should your workplace experience be? What do you expect in an office? What do you expect at home? And as a company that actually travels with you anywhere and everywhere, making sure you're comfortable at home, most productive when you're working, or if you're gaming, playing really nicely at home, and then when you come to work at your desk or in a meeting room, how do you make sure that that experience is as good as it can be? So we have a number of things going on in 2024 to really talk about this idea of workplace experience. How do you develop the best experience in an office? How do you make sure that you as a provider can actually provide your employees an amazing experience?
I think that's a very life-affirming way to end the session, but thank you, Prakash, for being here.
Thank you very much.
And if you've enjoyed this video, please give a like and share on social media, and stay tuned to UC Today for all the latest ISE updates. And I've been Kieran Devlin. See you later.